Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Animal Crossing City Folk. Yesterday, we visited the city for the first time and also met our new villager, Tiffany, who was a big jerk when we came to see them on their first day in town. Next, we're going to be basically just introducing everything we didn't see last time. And then we're going to get a kind of like a routine thing for the rest of the episodes of this Let's Play. Since we're doing that, I'm going to first show everything we missed on the startup screen for the game. So, of course, we have Rover. We've seen this text before. These are the options we didn't see. If we go to DS Suitcase, this basically, as well as coordination with another Wii accessing DS Suitcase via the town gate in their town, basically allows wireless travel between two local towns using the Nintendo DS download play. Next we have the before playing option. Now there is another way to see this stuff, so I'll go over that then. And the last thing is other things. Basically, there's three things you could do. Setting the date and time allows you to change the date and time on your system. Commonly known by, and when you abuse this, some people, I'm not going to say abuse because it is a legitimate way of playing the game, and I'm not going to dig at people who enjoy playing the game in that way. But people who use the date and time setting to skip daily events in Animal Crossing, this is commonly known as time skipping, and a lot of people are strictly against that. But a lot of people are for time skipping. However, this can have negative effects, but we'll get to that in a bit, because the main negative effect of something we haven't introduced yet, and probably won't until next week. Tear down house. This is not as innocent as it seems. Tearing down the house could be interpreted as resetting the location of your house, maybe moving it. This is not what it means. If you have secondary players on this game, selecting this option will cause them to delete their save file. Next is rebuild town. This is another option that is not as innocent as it seems, because this is really bad. Deleting your town, rebuilding your town may come off as something like moving the preset buildings and stuff that appear in your town, like maybe moving Luke's Cranny to a more convenient location. This is not what this actually does. Pressing the rebuild town option will completely erase your town, and like any other deleted data on this system, it cannot be restored, ever. I have known that people have deleted their town by accident because they thought they were just going to get to move Nook's Cranny. So be very, very careful. I'm not going to do any of these things. So we're just going to get into playing. Here's the reason he asks us our name. This is how you select your save files. If you press I new, you create a new save file and you go through a watered down version of the intro. I'll show that another time with a secondary account because I don't really want to show it here. It's kind of a long process. But we're going to get into Nimbus here because that is me. That is me. Funaway's in Bowsville. Here we go. So, there are a few new facilities that I want to show that we haven't taken a look at yet. First, we have no mail. That is very sad. But the first thing I want to do is, at the start of every day, I will be checking my map to see if any new villagers have moved in. Like, right there, Hugh has moved into our town. And I would not have known about that if I had not checked the map. We can also pinpoint exactly where his house is. So I'm going to stop by and see this new villager. Yeah, our town is filling with fast. The maximum villagers you can have in a town is 10, and then you'll have to move one out to get another one to move in. Who is this guy, anyway? A pig? Okay, so I can tell by the dialogue, he's not a jerk. He is one of my favourite villager types. And there's another thing I want to go over. But I'll go over that a bit later. Let's first head back home, because the first facility I want to show off is the attic. By that I mean the attic in our house that is pre-built into it. If we head into the back of our house, just into our house, we can see that there are stairs here. This leads to the attic, and it will always be at the top of the house no matter how many loads you pay off. This bed is a way of saving, and the colour of the bed, you can replace it with other beds, but the default bed that comes in here is added to your catalogue, and also matches the colour of your roof. So I got a nice blue bed. When you sleep here, you are able to save and quit. However, this is what I want to show off. Phone. This is a facility in itself. You use this phone to call Rover. And you get to do these things that... Ignore that. That were on the before playing menu. Sound settings, text settings, and menu stuff. We're going to look at that. This allows you to set the villager voices. There are 3 options: Animalese, BBBs, and silence. Animalese is what he's using right now. BBBs is this. Just beeps. Which the villager, the character you play as, actually uses to speak when you catch something like a bug. Silence is just nothing. I genuinely just prefer Animalese over everything, so next is text settings. Keyboard style or cell phone style. This basically changes how you input text on your when you type a message. We basically won't be using message typing since I'm not going to be playing online and I genuinely cannot. But I'm just going to keep it as the default one. Next is menu stuff. Tutorial callouts for menu items and windows. I don't know the default here. I'm just not going to. So that was the attic. The first and most simple of the new facilities I'll be showing off. For the next one, we're going to want to be heading to the museum. So, I'll see you when I get there. I was walking by Town Hall. I noticed this. There's a yellow bird on the board next to Town Hall where we wrote the nukes message. This means that there is a new message on the bulletin board. And if you write your own message on the bulletin board, this will actually show up for other players when they log on afterwards. The new message is this. Sometimes Nuke's Cranny will come in with an item that they wouldn't normally have. This is a very rare occurrence. They will advertise it on the bulletin board so that you know. If you get really deep into the mechanics of the game, you will know if it's a special. You will know what all the special items are, and if there's really one you're looking for, you should check by the bulletin board every day. We're already so close to the museum, so I decided not to cut. Here we are in the museum. When we went here last time, you would have noticed 6 doors if you looked very closely. 4 of these, this one for the bugs, this one for the fish, this one for the fossils, and this one for the paintings, which we have not been introduced to yet, are the 4 exhibit rooms for things you can donate to brothers. But these 2 signs here tell us of different things. This leads to the observatory. And we're going to check this out first since it's not as huge as the downstairs room. Here we have Brothers' sister, Celeste. We're going to talk to Celeste before anything else. Welcome to Bellsville's Observatory. Well, now how am I... So we have 3 options here. Where am I? Constellations, and you're adorable. We're going to start with where am I? This is the observatory where you can gaze on the wonders of stars. I encourage you to try out the telescope. It's free and it's absolutely brilliant. You may consider using it to connect adjacent stars, as it does allow one to create one's own constellations. Personalized what on earth are you doing? What the hell? Celeste. Brothers, I think your sister's having a seizure. Please help. Has Celeste's been looking at too many bright stars. What about constellations? And then finally we have Alright, so we're gonna give this just a quick try and we're gonna make a constellation. Hooty toot. I'll see you when I'm finished making a constellation. And draw the letter Y, but I think I'll just go with this. Now then, the location of these stars dictates they should shine at their brilliant best on the 26th of June at 8 o'clock in the evening. Okay, next year, we are going back to take a look at my humongous angry face in the sky. Yes, do that, Celeste. Log my epic angry face in the sky. Yes, I have. Truly the best constellation. Splendid. I shall now register roar. Is there anything else I can assist you with? Okay, so you can also erase constellations. And then you can stargaze and see your own constellations. Look at them. Roar. That's all for the observatory. Next, we're going to head out downstairs. This is something very interesting, and it's something very big that we're going to be paying a lot of attention to. The coffee shop, the Roost. The music is so relaxing. This is Brewster. He won't talk to us from over the counter. If we sit down at this chair right in front of Brewster, he will ask us if we want a cup of coffee. It is in your best interests to buy a cup of coffee from Brewster. If you get a cup of coffee, you spend 200 bells for basically nothing. However, and if you wish to achieve 100% completion kind of in Animal Crossing, you must never let coffee cool down. You have to buy coffee every day and always drink it at full temperature. Now we'll go over this little section another time. And although my shenanigans in the Roost did not seem nearly as long as what I did in the observatory, the Roost is so much bigger. Next up on the good old checklist, we will be heading to the city quite soon, but if you watched the last episode, you will know that I have an old score to settle. Now that you can see me digging holes behind the rocks, I'm sure you know what I mean. Last time on Animal Crossing City Folk, we explored the Money Rock phenomenon. Eventually, I did discover the Money Rock in my town, because there's one every day. Randomized to one of the rocks in your town, every day, is the Money Rock. However, I was unable to reap my full reward from this natural rock phenomenon. And I was only awarded with about 3,000 bells, which seems like a lot, but it's pathetic for a Money Rock. I blame this on the physics, but I genuinely feel like I just tapped the button when I wasn't supposed to because I got nervous about my character flying away. But we do have an old score to settle with this thing. And I will be settling the score today. I'm going to find that Money Rock for today. And I am going to hit it so hard it won't know what happened. And I will get it this time. Hello, Dora. Dora and Philbert, everybody. Hello, jerk. Hello. Okay, that was slightly less jerkish than the conversation we had with her yesterday. But, still. Oh, everyone's like going over about Tiffany. Apparently she has a really cool net swipe, whatever that's supposed to mean. Yeah, Bunny's type of villager. I will go over types of villagers eventually. Apparently. Okay, I guess I missed a conversation between two villagers. That can happen. Villagers can have conversations and you can butt in on them to see what they're talking about. They're gonna come out with different emotions afterwards, and they can also be super sad or super angry, or like we saw there, super happy. So yeah, I will go over types of villagers later, but I'm just gonna say Bunny's villager type can be kinda weird. Okay, that was not the money rock. There's like one rock left in the town, and I haven't found the money rock yet. So that one rock that's left is probably the money rock. I should really be making cuts in the video, but I'm not. I'm just not, because I keep finding stuff to talk about before I find the rock. And just because why not? Because it's been going this entire time, I'm not going to make a cut in the video while looking for this last rock, because I am not used to my town yet, so I cannot find a rock. You might think, how can you get used to a place this big? But seriously, when you play Animal Crossing for a while, you do get used to where your rocks are and stuff. It's just second nature to you where your rocks are. I remember in New Leaf, it's always funny to me how I had like two rocks just sitting opposite each other, and they were both those rocks that have have two rocks stuck to each other, kind of. One rock smaller. I'll try and show you, I'll try and show you guys. This kind of rock, where there's two rocks stuck to each other, and it kind of looks like there's something poking out the end. Two of those were kind of looking directly at each other in my New Leaf town, and I found that hilarious. And while we're around the immediate vicinity, we might as well check out the Able Sisters, because you'll want to head to Able Sisters every day. Not for the clothes selection, but for the prickly clerk we saw here last time, Sable. This time, she actually acknowledged us when we talked to her a couple of times. If you talk to Sable enough every day, you'll eventually be able to connect with all of the Able Sisters, as well as with Tom Nook, but we'll get to that in a bit. We'll get to that another time. Maybe a long time later, because getting that connection with Tom Nook can take a while. And speaking of Nook, we're close to Nook's Cranny, so before we go find this money rock, I'm gonna stop by Nook's. Because from now on, we'll be buying from Nook's every day, whether we like it or not. We'll be buying the furniture items from Nook's Cranny every single day. Here's why. You will see why eventually. Especially if they have an expensive item. Like that. But 2,280 bells and the 2,000 bells we're spending here will all go towards a greater cause. Tom Nook himself will make sure of that before we overthrow him. I'm just kidding. Yeah, all of this will go towards a good cause. So always make sure to go to Nook's Cranny every day. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna cut. What the hell was that? guys see that? Oh, that was. Oh, is that the rock we... No. I'm just gonna cut here. Till we find the last rock. Philbert initiated conversation with me. Hey Nimbus, do I really say bucko that much? Because that's what Bunny said. Bunny, how could you? Philbert's cool. Maybe I should just say, never say bucko ever again, bucko. Yeah, stop. Oh, I was afraid you'd say that. Okay, so this is something interesting. I talked about villager catchphrases in a previous episode. This is basically the thing that villagers say at the end of a sentence, contrary to popular belief. This is not what they call you. So like Philbert was saying bucko at the end of all his sentences. That's his catchphrase. And same how Tiffany was saying bun bun the other day. We can now change it. I'm gonna think this out because Philbert is a squirrel. So this is what I'm gonna make his new catchphrase. You said nutcase, right? What's up, nutcase? Hey then, nutcase. Yeah, I dig it. I'm gonna start using it right away, nutcase. This is gonna get funny. By the way, I was also very near the rock, so that was another reason why I would stop cutting. And of course, I didn't even have to walk that. Anyway, I didn't even have to walk that far. So the one time that I make a cut in the video, I'm figuratively on top of the rock. This is the money rock. We've checked every other rock in town. Therefore, this logically is the money rock. Since I do know that one spawns every day. Okay, the hell. This is getting very confusing. I guess there's another rock that I haven't been able to find. Either that or I've just been here before, and the only reason that I actually did that was because Philbert wanted it to. If anyone knows the map of Bowsville better than me somehow, help me. I'm very confused. I guess it's snippy snap cut time once again. Money rock! I can't believe the one rock I missed was this one. This was the rock that stuck out to me the most when I was looking through them yesterday. Or at least, I think it was yesterday. Because the one rock we can't hit from that side. This side we normally hit them from. Because of the way the water ended up laid out in this stupid town. So we're doing it here. Okay, money rock, money rock. No! Stupid! We remote! Damn! Not case! I could have been able to overpay my debts. My rock. Well, I guess next time we're going to have to get the money rock again. So I'm just going to forget that ever happened. I'm going to head to the city. I'm going to leave this on. So that I can see what conversation I have with Captain. I'm gonna leave this in the video. I hate it. Nice advice, Captain. Okay. What villagers are we going to find in the city this time? Because that always interests me every time I come here. And every time I leave a building, apparently. What villagers are we going to find? I can see some kind of... That's a duck. I thought that was a pig. Wait, no, it's not even a duck, it's an ostrich. Queenie. You can't trust red shop. Okay, nice warning to a shop I've never been to. I thought that was Drift again for a second. Hello. Rowan? Walker. The prize guy? I guess we'll see that another time because apparently this prize person is not here. And we have Rolf. Where is he? Grace. Even the price tags there are fancy pants. Good one. Let's actually head to Gracie Grace because I think their sale's still on and we might actually have enough to afford one of their crazy expensive clothes. We're not getting any of this. I'm just gonna say. Damn wardrobe. The Gracie wardrobe is on sale 96. And when you turn it on its side to create a Gracie chest, how much is it? 154,000 bells on a sale! Great! I hate this shop so much. 4,000 bells, that's actually not bad for a Gracie Grace item. But I don't feel like a headband. How much is it? 3,000 bells. I'll take it, actually. The headband? I'll take it. Let's see how much a Gracie item, how good a Gracie item looks on me. It's not a headband, it's a hat with a little thing on it that looks like a mini headband, but I'm not gonna question it. Oh, Dell! Hey, buddy! Dell is a really cool and creative villager, in my opinion. Roll! I spent all my village paying off a loan. That's literally what I'm about to do in my episode. So, I know how you feel, Roll. We got Dizzy as well. There's gotta be some in there first. Dizzy's type of villager can be extremely dumb, but shout on Bowsville. There we are again. Mentioning the name of my town. I think it's just coincidence. Oh, Kix is here. I'm not gonna go talk to Kix. I want all my money spent. Oh, I already talked to you. Yeah, Dell's a really creative villager. I once found them in Animal Crossing New Horizons, but it was forced to reject them, sadly. It's really a shame because I love the robotic villagers, especially robots are really cool. Anyway, let's head to the marquee because if we spend 800 bells on a ticket, we get to see the marquee in better action this time because not only do we get to choose the emotion we have out of 4, I think I'll go with Delight on this one. We also get to see villagers performing, so we get to actually talk to people about the show. We didn't see that last time because it was our own special performance. Oh, and apparently there's still no one here. Okay, just trust me on this. It is possible for people to show up. Dr. Shrunk. Okay, we have the good doctor here. I'm just going to be quiet and watch the show. If you didn't catch it, which it's very possible you didn't, his jokes can be terrible. That was the joke. Because the delight emotion is clapping. That's why I wanted it. The clapping emotion's always kind of essential to have. I think Nintendo agrees because when you get emotions or reactions, they're called in New Horizons, when you get them in New Horizons, you get a pre-select of emotions and you always get the same ones. When you start Tabby, I'm not going to. Linda as well. Jitters. Just gonna say Jitters is kind of creepy. Whoa! Turn the brightness knob down on the Snickers Blizzard. Nah, I'm just messing with you. Maybe I'll go see if Kicks can buff up my cross trainers. Yeah, he creeps. He creeps me. Let's go back to Bowsville. Yes, I do want to go back to Bowsville. Anyway, what I was trying to say before I was rudely interrupted by Tabby. I can't remember what I was trying to say. What was the shop I just came out of again? Oh yeah, the marquee. Yeah, you got a pre-selective emotions in New Horizons when you unlock them. You get the Delight is one of them. Set them city folk to oon and an. Boy, did he just reference my greasy clothes? Cap'n, man, he knows. But we're not going to get rid of Cap'n. I like Cap'n. Tom Nook's a threat, but Cap'n's cool. All he does is drive up us. We do have to change that default town flag soon. Because I don't want it to just be a tree. I kind of don't like the tree design, but... Whatever. You also might notice that it's one of the first times we've been playing really late at night and actually running around the town. Before we really make use of... We're not really going to be able to make use of that because the big things at night are kind of rare. We are going to explore the whole wasps or bees on Tuesday New Horizons. The bees mechanic a bit further because there is a decent way to catch bees easily. Or at least there was in New Leaf. I don't know if it works in City Folk, but I'm going to give it a red hot good go because why not? You might notice there's a certain pattern to where I'm shaking trees. If you know the old New Leaf trick, then you might see my pattern here to which trees I'm actually shaking and which trees I'm skipping over. But knowing my luck, the trees that I would normally skip over with this nice bee catching pattern are going to be the ones that actually have the hives in. All I'm getting is hundreds of bells right now. By the way, a fun little trick with that whole quick tool select thing. If you switch over to a certain tool and put it away, that will always be the next one in your quick select when you start it back up. Again, by pressing a quick select button. But we don't actually want to utilize that here because here's a little trick we'll be using. You'll see that when we equip a tool, our villager will automatically turn around when we equip it. This is something we'll want to use when we inevitably encounter these bees. I would explain the trick, but one, a lot of you will probably already know it if you try to catch the bees in New Leaf, and two, you can see when I actually encounter the bees what I'm going to be doing. So 100 bells. I'd like to cut, but I don't have the nice technology to trim out basically everything from a video unless it's at the start or end. So I basically just have to keep shaking trees. There. No. I tried, okay? The whole thing was he was supposed to come from the bottom, like directly from the bottom, and I would capture him. Didn't work. As you can see by the humongous hive patch on my eye, no one got that joke because it was terrible. But I hate how the Wiimote pointer makes you turn around. That's what's been screwing up my money rock runs. I'm just gonna try and find the other beehive. Forgive me for being stupid, but I'm just gonna try and find the other beehive. This time I'll try and be a bit better with what trees I shake. Okay, we hit 10,000 bells again after splurging in Gracie Grace. And also in Nook's Cranny for reasons you will see later on in the Let's Play. Okay, that's a that's what's known as an exotic beetle among Animal Crossing fans, and it's mainly for its new leaf appearances, but I refer to them as exotic in City Folk as well. And those exotic beetles are worth quite a pretty penny. There are way more valuable ones, but that one's pretty good for the early game, so I'm kind of sad I missed it. It's the dynastic beetle. I've already captured one in this game before off camera. Or was it on camera? Did I capture one of those on camera? I'm not even sure. As you can see, I am basically building up my entire home loan on 100 bell drops from trees. Worst way to grind infinite money, but still apparently the best way for me because of my terrible beehive luck when I actually want one. Yeah, fun story. Back in New Leaf, when I didn't know beehives existed because it was my first Animal Crossing game, I got a beehive very early when I started shaking non-fruit bearing trees. Now in City Folk, all these years later, I'm hunting for a beehive. I am actually hunting for bees, and I can't find one. Okay, we got a dynastic beetle, but still, nothing can stop my epic bee rantings. I don't even know what the word. I don't even know what I can use there. It probably should have said something like bee roasting spiel or something. I don't even know. Or tree roasting spiel, because it's the trees that are causing them. I am just gonna say that if we end up getting the bees out of a tree that doesn't apply to my strategy, it's not gonna work very well for us, and we're gonna have to probably just take another bee to the face. This video is dragging on for absolutely no reason but my own terrible luck. At least you get to see how terrible my luck is. A lot of other YouTubers would cut out this part. Not me. You get to see my terrible luck. Beehive, 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 beehive. Give me a break. I can't even pick up the 100 bells. I'd like to... Okay, I guess I'm just going to have to drop this tire on the ground. This tire I just caught while fishing. I know. Pollution. Yeah, they're really trying to speak to us about pollution, huh? Oh boy. I really need to start cutting out these 100 bells. Like, just whenever 100 bells falls out of a tree, I make a small cut. Because that's probably going to end up making a huge difference considering how many I'm actually getting. Beehive. I'm not going to talk to Tiffany. Don't scream at me. Don't scream at me, anyone bothering to comment. Don't scream at me for not talking to Tiffany. I never intended to. Tiffany is evil. I don't like it. I'll talk to Phil about though. If you suck at running away from them, then, and you actually acknowledge that, you must have some medicine on you and you don't even bother to give me any. Kind of inconsiderate of Philbat, but... Oh yeah, that's another reason I didn't want to talk to Tiffany. She, unlike Philbat, who actually will comfort me, Tiffany will probably insult me for getting stung by bees. Roscoe would too. Those two are basically gender counterparts of each other. Fail. I didn't see it. I didn't see the stupid... I said I'd pay off my home loan, so I'm doing terrible, so I'll just see you guys when I'm just gonna come out and say it. I've got some bad news. I really don't think we're gonna be able to pay off our crushing debts because I really underestimated our home loan. I just don't think I'll be able to do it this episode. Like, Tomboy, you win this round. I'm going to try and play a bit through the night until we get to the right amount. But I might not even do it tonight. So, next time on Animal Crossing City Folk, we will pay our loan. And, we will settle the score, hopefully, against the Money Rock, as well as, hopefully, the bees. And, hopefully we'll make an episode in the morning rather than in the middle of the night. Well, not the middle of the night, it's only 7 o'clock, but, still. My point stands. And we'll also see if we can, get some friendship levels up between Sable and Brewster and us. See you guys then.